This is ITC Asia 2026. I have with me two gentlemen, Chris Erickson, Regional Managing Director, Duck Creek, and Ashish Jhajharia, Industry Analyst, ISG. So thank you so much for joining me today. And hopefully lunch was great, everything's great. Now it's a post-lunch session. Okay, so I'm just going to start off with the first question is, what makes the forum like ITC important for senior insurance leaders in Asia right now?
I think, I think the main thing that's fantastic about an event like ITC Asia is having the whole insurance ecosystem in one place at the one time. I think that's incredibly valuable. You know, I've really enjoyed being able to walk around, the facility and be able to meet tech companies, partners, insurers, executives, and have that really meaningful dialogue and get a sense of really what's on the pulse right now in the minds of executives. So I think that's the key for me. What about you, Ashish?
Yeah, one of the best places to be, yearly convention, everybody's under one roof. Right? You get to meet people, old friends, old colleagues. So fantastic learning, knowing about things which are happening, what people are doing, listening to their point of view. There's no other better place than this.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. And what is the most consequential decision insurance leaders need to make in the next 12 to 18 months?
Well, see, the industry is marred with indecisiveness. So they need to take decisions faster, right? They need to decide where they want to be, right? Not just 18 to 12 to 18 months, beyond that.
Yeah.
Do they want to be tech first company? Do they want to be policyholders first company? Do they want to be AI first? Probably they want to be everything, so they need to move faster.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Ashish mentioned speed. Speed to market is something that I've heard consistently from all of the executive conversations I've had since I've been here. That speed to market is critical for Asia.
Yeah.
And in order to move fast, I think insurance executives really need to be very clear around their technology strategy. They need to be clear on what segments of the market they want to go after. They need to be clear on their customer experience story. And they need to be thinking about their data and how they're utilising data to move at speed as well. And there's obviously the whole story around agentic AI and what's happening, so I think they've got to think about that as well. But speed to market is just really critical and moving fast.
You have something to add?
Yeah, I mean, the challenge is everybody wants to be AI first, data first. Unless you start moving, I mean, if you keep on maintaining your status quo, you're not moving. And that's why I said indecisiveness is a problem.
Yeah.
And where do you see the biggest gap between strategy and execution when you talk about insurance transformation?
It's a really good question, and I know we've both discussed this actually, and I think, and I've actually come from a background of strategy and execution as well. For me, there's a couple of things that I think are really important that where I see some gaps. First one is when we see execution, it's often done without thinking about what the strategic outcomes are going to be. And often I've seen execution and transformation exercises that are done for the wrong reasons. So I think the right reasons are things that drive business and shareholder value and proper outcomes for customers and employees. So I think that's one of the big gaps I see. The other one I think that's a clear gap as well is seeing incremental value in execution. We see a lot of large programs and they state that they're going to achieve a goal after year 3 or year 4 or even year 5. And I think the organisations that are actually doing a better job of executing a strategy is that they're putting in place incremental value steps along the way every 6 months, etc. So I think that they're two key gaps I see.
Yeah. See, the biggest challenge is most of the time the strategy remains in the decks, slide decks. Technology is getting commoditized and nobody wants to own those decisions which happens after technology. So somebody needs to own those operational outcomes. That's one part of it. Second is insurance entities need to start designing their enterprise design, the end state of it. how they want to look like after 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line. Maybe 10 years is a long period, but 5 years down the line. Once they've decided that end state, they need to start working towards that. Maybe slowly, but they need to keep again moving in iterations. Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, we talked about AI, right? Like it's the buzzword everywhere. So what should be scaled now and what should remain something that still has a human judgment led to it within the insurance industry?
Well, see, people always say humans should be in the loop.
Yeah.
I'm like other way. AI should be in the loop. Humans should be at the helm, right? Probably we can give everything to AI, but somebody in the organization, insurance organization, needs to own that. Somebody needs to be accountable for that. And when people start questioning those AI outcome, then probably they are in the right direction.
I also think the application of agentic AI tools, we're seeing a lot of bespoke agents delivering a very prescriptive task, and then we see the orchestration of multiple agents. And I think where we see the orchestration of multiple agents, there has to be a human element controlling that, because if it's an end-to-end process that's being orchestrated by agentic, particularly if it's a process that is high risk for an organisation, whether it's an underwriting decision or a claims acceptance, then you really have to have strong human in the loop and strong human accountability at the helm, right? And I think that's important. And we've seen examples of the application of AI and agentic AI in some markets like the US, where there were decisions made by AI, particularly around, for instance, health claims, and the wrong decisions were made. There were class actions which cost hundreds of millions of dollars, and it doesn't have to be it can be just one claim decision, but when there's a class action, it's disastrous for an organisation. So I think you have to be very, very careful. I think the other thing that I would add is organisations have to be really careful about the sort of AI patterns they adopt, because the AI patterns are critical in terms of actually having the learning capability, the auditability, the traceability, etc., so that in the event that a decision is unusual, you're preventing hallucinations and you're actually able to prove to the insured or the regulator that that this is a thorough process that has been audited, traceability, etc., and the right decisions were made at the right point in time. So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen. That was definitely very insightful. And yeah, hope to continue seeing you guys at ITC Asia. And yeah, thank you.
Thanks for your time. It's been great. Really appreciate it. Thank you.